Good evening, everyone. This is your evening news recap. I hope all of you guys are having a wonderful day. My day is pretty solid. Today is Saturday. It is June 21st. This is your evening news recap, your news recap on all the news that I come across throughout the day, giving you my take as somebody who aspires to be a politician in the near future. Chilling out here, got my cat. It's really windy outside. I think he was trying to get out of the wind because he jumped in the truck with me. But everyone, this is Ginger. Everyone say hello. He is a legend. He is pretty smart actually for being an orange cat. So, he's doing his thing in here, I guess, getting out of the wind. But hope all of you guys are having a wonderful day. My day has been pretty solid. Yesterday was a good day off for me. It was pretty relaxing. Played some Minecraft and overall had a good one. But yeah, hope all of you guys are doing well. Let's get right into tonight's news recap. The first topic we have today is a breaking news topic, actually, as just a little while ago, Trump confirmed that the United States bombed Iran. Donald Trump has confirmed that the United States has bombed Iran in a new Truth Social post. He wrote, "We have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Natanz, Esfahan, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran's airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordow. All plane or all planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is no other military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for attention to this matter." This is an act of war without congressional approval. We will now likely be brought into a war against Iran with Israel, and it's not going to be pretty. This is insane. Trump needs to be stopped as soon as possible before this situation gets worse. He has continuously gone against the Constitution, even in this, where he is required to notify Congress before bringing the United States into a war up to 48 hours so he can get approval. And they have 30 days to approve that war. And he has done it anyways, not to mention the amount of times he has attacked freedom of speech and so much more. He needs to be stopped. He is continuously taking our nation down a path of destruction. He is going against core American values, and he is bringing us into unnecessary situations that we shouldn't have been in the first place. It's not okay. It really isn't. He needs to be removed from office. Anyways, moving into the Trump administration, unfortunately, we have a lot more stupidity to talk about, as the first topic we have today is Trump says there's too many federal holidays. Trump has called for fewer federal holidays, saying the days cost Americans billions of dollars in losses. He said in a True Social post, "Too many non-working holidays in America. It is costing our country billions of dollars to keep all of these businesses closed." Trump went on to say, "The workers don't want it either. Soon we'll end up having a holiday for every once working day of the year. It must change if we are going to make America great again." Okay, there is some truth to this. In 2022, a study showed that the GDP increases by 0.08% when the federal holidays fall on a weekend and people do not take a day off. But that is only for a short term. These holidays also, studies have shown that they contribute to a large part of morale in the workplace, which overall helps productivity and helps things run smoother within the worksite. The workers do not want this. I can guarantee you that much. Federal holidays are like a gift that comes around once every few months. They are not only important for morale, but also recovery, as many manual laborers use the holidays to get an extra day off to help get their bodies back to speed. Trump realistically just wants people to work more hours than he can. That's why there have been multiple laws from the MAGA side of things for children working more hours, or for, less hours to be worked, or more hours to be worked, my apologies. They want people to work more so they can control them. And I mean, what else? They want to pay people lower wages as well. Anyhow, moving on, nobody is talking to Secretary of Defense. No. Nobody's talking to Pete Hegseth. According to the Washington Post, the president is instead turning to four-star generals for guidance on Israel and Iran's war, leaving Pete Hegseth out of it. Nobody is talking to Hegseth at all. There is no interface operationally between Hegseth and the White House at all. Somebody said, or an official said. Hegseth has no military experience, which has raised questions all around the Pentagon um, on multiple occasions now. Trump is reportedly leaning more heavily on advice from four-star General Eric Kurilla, nicknamed the Gorilla, who leads U.S. Central Command and oversees operations within the Middle East. This isn't surprising. He's one of the most unqualified people within this entire administration. Not to mention, he still hasn't stopped drinking. My question is, why doesn't Trump just fire him? It's clear that he is an issue. Um, and if he's being secluded, clearly he isn't even helpful. Get someone else on the job. There's got to be someone better than just a yes man who's also an alcoholic. In other more stupid news, Trump is considering rolling back the asbestos ban. Trump and his administration plan to reconsider the ban on asbestos, a ban that took decades to get, which has sparked concern among health advocates because of this. Dr. Arthur L. Frank, a professor of public health at medicine at Drexel University, told Newsweek, "This is another attempt by the industry going back on when they blocked the first EPA asbestos ban in 1989 to allow for the continued use of a deadly material responsible for 40,000 U.S. deaths and some 250,000 worldwide deaths each year." The Biden administration previously finalized the ban in the summer of 2024. However, Trump believes that asbestos is 100% safe. He wrote in his 1997 book, The Art of the Comeback, that asbestos is 100% safe once applied. "I believe that the movement against asbestos was led by the mob because it was often mob-related companies that would do asbestos removal." What an idea. Can't wait for millions to get cancer because our administration is stupid. I mean, I guarantee you that he just heard Biden did this around like last week or something and said, "Oh, we can't have that because everything Biden does is wrong." That's not the case. Time and time again, we are removing protections for Americans for no reason at all. These are things that not only protect Americans, but keep them from getting sick, keep them from having their lives put at risk, yet the Trump administration doesn't give a shit. They're actively putting the American people at risk, and that is counterintuitive to what the president is supposed to be. He is supposed to be a protector of the American people. He is supposed to be the leader of the military that defends the United States of America and their people. Yet Trump is an attacker and a harmer of the American people. It's not okay. Moving on to some more stupid news. Oh, we got a lot of that today. Trump says he deserves 4 or 5 Nobel Peace Prizes. Trump has posted a list of reasons on Truth Social why he should get Nobel Peace Prizes. He wrote, and I'm going to read this in my very best Trump accent, in the longest I can. "I am very happy to report that I have arranged, along with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, a wonderful treaty between the Democratic Republic of the Congo and the Republic of Rwanda in their war, which was known for the violent bloodshed and death of more so than any other of most wars, and has gone on for decades. Representatives of Rwanda and the Congo will be in Washington on Monday to sign the documents. This is a great day for Africa, and quite will be for Washington, and quite frankly, a great day for the world. I won't get a Nobel Peace Prize for this. I won't get an I can't continue that. Sorry. I won't get a Nobel Peace Prize for stopping the war between India and Pakistan. I won't get a Nobel Peace Prize for stopping the war between Serbia and Kosovo. I won't get a Nobel Peace Prize for stopping peace between Egypt and Ethiopia. A massive Ethiopian-built dam, stupidly financed by the United States of America, substantially reduces the water flowing into the Nile River. And I won't get a Nobel Peace Prize for the Abraham Accords in the Middle East, which, if all goes well, will be loaded to the brim with additional countries signing on, and will unify the Middle East for the first time in ages. No, I won't get a Nobel Peace Prize no matter what I do, including Russia and Ukraine and Israel/Iran. Whatever those outcomes may be, the people know it. The people know that's all that matters to me. Trump doesn't deserve a Nobel Peace Prize because he is a horrible person. He is actively attacking a nation. No, he is actively bombing a nation that shouldn't be in war in the first place, not to mention the island. Hello? Have we not forgot about that? Not to mention so many other things. He should be in prison for being a pedophile and having 36 felonies. There is so much proof to show that he is a horrible person, and anyone who doesn't believe that truly is proof that we need to educate the people in the United States more. It is a problem that so many people continuously believe that Trump is a good person when there is so much proof against that. He was on so many Epstein flight logs. He's the reason why the Epstein files has not been released. He is actively bombing a country that does not deserve to be bombed, and he is committing atrocities against the American people in LA and around the country. He is a terrible person. He is a harmer on his own people and the people within the continent of the United States, and he's a problem. He is a problem. He is one of the worst, if not the worst, president in a United States history. He does not deserve a Nobel Peace Prize. He deserves to be removed from office and prevented from going anywhere near the United States or politics again. He should be sitting in a prison cell, and he would be right now if people weren't too incompetent to vote for a woman, if people weren't able, or if people were able to set their pride aside and just vote for a woman, we wouldn't be here now. Yet Trump and his posse of sexist, racist, homophobic friends need to get their way because they're terrible people. I mean, nobody within MAGA or the Trump administration or Trump himself deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. They are the least deserving people of it. Moving on, a judge has sided with Trump in court while lobbying behind the scenes for a nomination. A Florida state judge was lobbying for a seat on the federal bench and was given one after he sided with Trump in a defamation case. Ed Sertu, now a nominee of the district court in Florida, had been lobbying for 2 weeks after Trump won the election and he was lobbying for the seat, according to Politico. When he would be put on a panel overseeing Trump's case against members of the Pulitzer Prize Board. 2 weeks after the court published his opinion, he interviewed with the White House counsel office, and in May, Trump announced his nomination for the federal judiciary. The amount of corruption within this government needs to be rooted out and studied because it isn't okay. Ed Sertu has taken a bribe from the Trump administration to rule in Trump's favor. Not only is that illegal, but normally it would result in imprisonment or fines and loss of position. He needs to lose his seat and prevented from getting a nomination or working within any judicial job ever again. This isn't okay. In no other administration would this be okay, and he would have been removed from office. He took a bribe from the current administration to put himself in a position. That's not okay. That ruins the entire basis of our judicial system. That ruins everything. That is against everything that the United States stands for. It is not okay. It has never been okay, and it never will be okay. He needs to be removed from office ASAP. Anyhow, J.D. Vance has called Senator Jose Padilla. Vance called Senator Alex Padilla of California Jose during a talk with reporters. He said, "I was hoping Jose would be here to ask a question. I guess he decided not to show up because there wasn't a theater." This pissed off multiple Democratic lawmakers and even prompted a response from Padilla. Padilla told MSNBC, "He knows my name. Look, sadly, it's just an indicator of how petty and unserious this administration is. He's the vice president of the United States. You'd think he'd take the situation in Los Angeles a lot more seriously." Unprofessional is an understatement for this administration. Senator Padilla was very respectful in his answer, and he has been this entire situation. Yet this administration not only lies through their smile, but starts problems without a care in the world. They have not supported a single U.S. core value, and it is disgusting. Honestly, it motivates me even more and gives me the mindset that if somebody got so god-awful at their job can get into office, I can do, and easier, and I will do a job that's 100 times better. I mean, if it's really this easy for people this terrible to get into office, I mean, it's got to be easy for me. It's got to be easy for people who are better than these people. I mean, truly, run for office. It's got to be easy if these people can be so terrible and get in. Why aren't we seeing them more? Probably because of PACs, but I don't give a shit about that. I'll win anyways. I don't need no APAC. I don't need no PAC money. I'll do it on my own. I don't care. I'll be my own person and I'll make it. Because who's gonna stop me? Anyhow, Trump has moved B-2 stealth bombers to the Pacific. Of course, it's more clear why this happened because they bombed Iran, but this was wrote before that. The United States moved B-2 bombers to Guam, according to Reuters. It was unclear whether the bomber deployment is tied to the Middle East. It was. The B-2 can be equipped to carry America's 30,000 pound GBU-57, known as a bunker buster. It is designed to destroy targets deep underground, and experts say it could be used to strike Iran's nuclear program. Experts are watching to see if the bombers move towards Diego Garcia, as it is an ideal location to operate in the Middle East. This likely could destroy Fordo. I don't know if this was what was dropped specifically. Trump wasn't very clear on that in his message, but it would work. The GBU-57 has never been used in combat and was designed specifically for facilities like Fordo, and if used, it would likely be very successful. I'm sure we'll learn more information on this shortly, and I'm sure that the GBU-57 was the one that was launched. We just don't know yet. Moving on into the Israeli-Iran conflict. I know we've talked about it a little bit already, but we have two little short topics to cover here. Oh my gosh, there's 3 kittens again. What a day. What a day. You know what? We've been interrupted by the kittens. It's a good day. Even if Trump's bombed Iran, kittens have interrupted. It's a good day. It's not a good day. Oh, they're so cute, though. They're getting so big, guys. I wish I could show you pictures, but, like, my camera wouldn't pick that up. But they're so cute. They're getting so big now. We have one in our house, too, and I think it got separated from the family, like, a little bit ago, and we've kind of just been nursing it a little bit. But it's getting big, too. It's really cute. It bit a hole through my finger once, though, so I don't like it very much, but, you know, that. Anyways, let's get back into the news. The FBI is ramping up surveillance on Iran. FBI Director Kash Patel has increased efforts to monitor possible sleeper cells linked to Hezbollah, the U.S.-designated terrorist group backed by Iran. Both the White House and the FBI have declined any requests to comments on this, though. This isn't shocking. Surveillance has been quite high for a while with the current tensions, so I'm not surprised, especially with the likely act of war. I'm sure we'll see more than just FBI surveillance within the Middle East and Iran over the coming months and weeks. Anyhow, an Iranian-backed militia is preparing to strike U.S. bases and ships. The Hezbollah militia in Iraq has threatened to target U.S. interests in the Middle East if they intervene with the Israeli-Iran conflict, according to regional reports. Hezbollah has been a designated terrorist group by the U.S. Treasury Department and is one of the most powerful Iranian-backed militias. They likely will start operating after the bombings on Iran. This is going to be a very long and scary war, but I mean, it's not going to be positive in any ways. Hopes and prayers we don't see a nuke dropped. I really don't think we do. But, you know, this administration attacked a country without congressional approval. So, you know, I'm a little worried on that front, to say the least. Anyways, moving on into our ICE segments. We have, I believe, 3 topics today. Yeah, we have 3 topics today. First one is ICE is making it harder for Congress members to visit detention centers. After issues with lawmakers, ICE and the Department of Homeland Security is asking for a 72-hour heads up from lawmakers before they visit detention centers. Under the Annual Appropriations Act, lawmakers are allowed to enter and inspect these facilities as part of their oversight duties. The agency's new memo requests them to provide a prior notice of intent to enter the facility. They say they will comply with the law and accommodate members as best as possible. I hope they don't expect lawmakers to follow this. It is a part of their job to oversee and look at the facilities, and they shouldn't have to go give a warning because that ruins the point of these searches. If they got a warning every time, you wouldn't find anything wrong. I hope these lawmakers continue to visit facilities without a warning because they shouldn't have to. They should be able to come and see these facilities, see what's going wrong in these facilities, and fix it. It's their job to do that. Anyways, California's largest ICE center has horrible conditions. A federal immigration raid's taking place across SoCal. The Adelanto ICE processing center is filling so rapidly that there are safety concerns about the conditions of the facility. In less than 2 months, the number of detainees has jumped from 300 to 1,200, according to the American Civil Liberties Union of Southern California. This is the largest center in California, and for 4 years has had complaints from people across the board of inadequate medical care, overly restrictive segregation, and lax mental health services. But now staff and critics warn conditions have become increasingly unsafe and unsanitary. Some detainees said they have been held in Adelanto for 10 days without a change of clothes, underwear, or towels, and many were even denied access to phones to speak with loved ones or lawyers. This isn't shocking. Most facilities, as known, have horrible conditions. The fact that it has continuously not received upgrades after it has continuous complaints should be looked into because what are we doing? Nobody should have to live through these conditions, and it's sick that people have to. People can end up with diseases and even die because of things like these. And the fact that we're just allowing it is insane. ICE needs to be abolished because it's clear that not only does it put people's lives at risk, but it's a problem within our society and for the American people. You'll see more of that in this next article right here, as another U.S. citizen has been detained by ICE. A Southern California man is speaking out against ICE after he was detained by agents on June 18th in a surrounded store parking lot where people couldn't exit. At around 7:45 a.m., witnesses said several SUVs arrived and agents quickly moved in and on around dozens of people gathered at the store and tackled people to the ground without warning to take them into custody. One swept up was Job Garcia, a 37-year-old U.S. citizen who is a student at Claremont Graduate University, who works at Home Depot as a delivery man on the weekends for extra money. That morning, he had arrived for deliveries when agents surrounded the parking lot, so he picked up his phone to record. Garcia said agents gathered around a van with an older gentleman inside, and officers would use a baton on the driver's side window to break it. Bystanders shouted, "You have no right to do that." Garcia said he and several others walked over to the man being detained when Garcia was lunged at. He said, "That's when they lunged at me. I'm still recording, so he puts both hands on me, and I push his hands off, and he didn't like that." He then said several agents ran over to him quickly, grabbing him and bringing him to the ground, grabbing his neck and head, while other officers used their knees to press him down. Garcia said he was brought to Dodger Stadium, where federal agents are using it as a hub for detainees. They checked for his citizenship, where he would then be released, but he is still recovering from several injuries and plans to file a lawsuit. This is proof that ICE is unnecessary and just a movement of racist cops that have flown off the handle. This is every arrest at this point, and it's not okay. I hope Garcia wins this lawsuit and gets a fact check, and I hope every officer involved with this loses their job. They won't. ICE needs to be abolished, so please continue to speak out and protest because we must stop this injustice. Also, the fact that the Dodgers are allowing their stadium to be used as a location to process or harbor detainees, if you will, is insane, especially after they just came out saying that they have no affiliation with ICE. I mean, what are we doing here, Dodgers? What's going on? Because you just said the other day when ICE agents were in your parking lot that they had no relation, no correlation to you. Yet this man is saying that ICE agents are using your field to process immigrants. What are we doing here? What's going on, Dodgers? Did you lie to the American people? What's going on? Go Giants. Just saying. Anyways, moving into our final topic for tonight, as the judge has ordered the release of Muhammad Khalil. Mohammed Khalil has been released from ICE custody in Genoa, Louisiana on Friday evening after being in custody for 3 months. He told reporters the first thing he'll do when he arrives home is hug his wife and son. He told reporters the hundreds of men who are left behind me shouldn't be there in the first place. The Trump administration are doing their best to dehumanize everyone here, whether whether you are a U.S. citizen or an immigrant or just a person on this land. That doesn't mean you are less than human. He said he would have more to say at his press conference in New York today. This is a big win, and he's right. Hundreds, if not thousands, of men, women, and children are gone without a sound, and they need to be freed as well. It's not just Khalil, and it never was. So please keep speaking out against unjust. I'm excited to see this press conference. I'm excited to see what he says, and I'm excited to hear what he says. We'll see. I'll have a report on it tomorrow. But, with that being said, thank you everyone so much for watching this episode. Hope you all enjoyed. Not too much for me to ramble about today other than the strike on Iran. I'm stressing, as always. I stress over these things all the time. It's my job to do so, I guess. But that's how these things play out. I don't know. Truth be told, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say. Of course, I've said on multiple occasions, Iran is not at fault. We shouldn't be in this war. It's stupid. It's useless. Trump is a dumbass for bringing us in here. He fell for Israel propaganda. Woo, woo. Yeah, everyone else does in this government. I mean, it's a problem. We need to distance ourselves from Israel. I've said that time and time again, and hopefully we can do so in the future, especially if Netanyahu remains the leader for whatever the amount of time, or if somebody similar comes into office just like him. But it's a problem. It needs to be stopped. This is an anti-Semitism. It's against Zionism and Israel. I have no problem with Jewish people. I've said that on multiple occasions, but I always got to say that because this is such a rough subject. I have no problem with Jewish people or any religion for that matter. Please, by all means, follow whatever religion you wish. Just don't force it on me. That's all I ask. I could care less what religion you follow or what religion you align yourself with. I will be 100% honest. But with that being said, thank you everyone for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. If you're on YouTube, please consider subscribing, dropping a like, dropping a comment down below. Love to hear your guys' takes on all of the news, because it's been a crazy day. So I'm sure you guys have quite a bit of opinions. So let me know in the comment sections down below. Yeah, consider subscribing. We're on our way to 500 subscribers. Hopefully we can get that by the end of the summer. I would really appreciate it. I truly would. The goal is a YouTube play button one day. I believe we need 10,000 subscribers for it. So that's the true dream, to get the first YouTube play button. But I'm sure that's a while out. If you're on Substack, please consider pledging your support. All funds go to me. I'm going to college shortly, so it'll help me pay for food, clothing, all that. But if not, you can always subscribe for free. I truly do appreciate all forms of support on this content. I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you all so much. And yeah, I will see you all in tomorrow's episode. Later.